So the very first bend is going to be here on the 17th fret of the B string, and we're going to do this. So that's going to be 15 of the B to 17 of the B. So that's going to be 15, 17 B, 15, 17 high E. So we go. And then you're going to do this. There's one of those, the first of many of those crazy bends. So you're going to do. So that's going to be a full bend. A full bend is 2 frets. So you're bending to this note. So you're going to do. And that's going to come. So I kind of call it a bend and release. You go. So you're bending up and you're releasing it back down. You're coming back to the 15th fret of the high E. So so when you come back out of that, come back into the 15 to 17 on the high E, and then do a big bend again. And then we have this lick. Oops. That lick drove me crazy trying to learn that. So and then we'll talk about the next part. So you're going to be doing this kind of walk down here from 17 to 15 to 14. So this is high E, 17, 15, 14, 15. And then back to 14. And that's going to be 15 of the B and then 16 of the G. And then you're going to slide from 14 to 12. And then you're going to play that lick. That's going to be 14 to 12 on the G. To 14 of the D, back to the 12th of the G. So now here you're going to do a full bend on the 14th fret of the G, and we're going to grab the 15th fret of the B, and we're going to hold it, and we're going to let those notes ring together. So you get a. If you just play it, you know, so when you hit this B note, you just kind of let that ring. So and then you're going to do a, that's going to be 14 to 12, and that's on the G string, and then you're going to come back to this high and do a really big full bend there. And lots of vibrato, and then you go, oops. So it's gonna be, after you do that big bend, you go back again, release it, 12th fret, 15th fret of the B, and then bend up full again. So we have, let's see what we got so far. So and then we do, and we get that lick. So we go, it kind of sounds like a pedal steel country guitar lick in a way. So you first start here, and a lot of these notes are going to be ringing out. So we're going to play 12th fret of the high E, and then 15th fret of the B, and then 14th fret of the G. And so you want to let these this note ring by the time you get to the G. And then you're going to come back to the B string as you let this note down, kind of like that. And then do a hammer-on pull-off. So you're going to pull from 14 to 12, back to 14. You can do this. And that's just going to be a little half bend, a micro bend. And then pull off from 14 to 12. Back to the 14, and then end that part of the lick on the 12th fret. So let's play what we have. So okay, and then down here at the very last part, this is going to be the 20th fret of the high E. You're going to do a full bend, so you're going to go. So that's going to be a bend here on the 20th. And then try to do some vibrato in there. And then you're going to do 17 to the 20th on the B, and then bend. And then it goes. And then you're basically just kind of rocking back and forth here from the 19th to the 17th on the B. So, and then you can use your vibrato arm. And then it kind of does that right before it goes back in to that last chorus. So let's play everything slowly together. So we go. Okay, so you're going to be here on the 10th fret of the B string and doing a. So you're coming up another bend and release, bend, release to the 8th fret of the B, and then do a slow bend at the 10th fret. And then you're kind of grabbing that 10th fret of the high E. If you let them ring together, that's a cool sound. It kind of sounds again like a pedal steel, but I think Bob does not do that on this lick. He goes so he just grabs that and then comes back into that bend. So that 10th fret of the E, and then come back to the 10th fret of the B, bring it down, and that's going to be 9G, 8B, back to 9G. This. So again, if we're listening to the rhythm, we're doing this, play into this. Okay, so the first part is going to be here on the 15th fret of the B. We're doing a full bend and some aggressive vibrato. So full bend meaning 2 frets. So we go. And then you're going to go, so it's going to be 12 of the high E, 15 of the B, and that's going to be 15 to 12 on the B, and then you're going to do a bend up here at the 14th of the G to 12, so it's again that bend and release. So, and then you're grabbing that 15th fret of the B string and then bending back up with the G, but you're playing these two notes, the G and the B, together. So, again. Okay, and I believe this is going to be your third guitar fill, so we have a okay, so again that's leading into that, and then we're all coming out of that. This is all chorusing out at the very end of the song. So we're here on the 15th fret of the high E, and we're doing a, and then do it again. So it's kind of those bend and release back and down. So and then you can do a hammer-on pull-off from 12 to 15 to 12, and then 12 to 15 to 12 on the B, and then that's going to be a pull-off from 14 to 12. And then once you do that, grab that D note with your ring finger, and then you're going to switch down here real quick with your middle finger on the 14th fret of the G and go. So you do a quick bend, bar your finger or your first finger across the 12th fret of the B and high E, and then grab that high E, and then pull off from 15 to 12 on the B, and then you finish on that 15th fret of the B. Melody, he's going. And that's just going to be a full bend here on the 17th fret of the B. So we go bend, release, 15th fret, and then 2 clicks on the 17th fret, and then do it again. And then you're just riding this note, so, but I think he's bending from here on the 17th fret, so he's going, so just, oops, if I can play that. And that's just, he's just holding that note on the very end. So all together. And just let that just kind of ring out and the song ends.